Hey guys, it's really good to be with you today. I just want to visit with you about something I read the other day that really got my attention. I was looking in Wikipedia, or Melissa was, I don't remember for what reason, but anyway, she was looking in Wikipedia under cowboy churches, and we've never read this before or looked at it, but as we read it, all of a sudden something just hit us straight between the eyes, so I want to share it with you real quick. It says, after it goes on explaining cowboy churches and how they all got started and how long they've been and the people that are involved and describing them and all that sort of stuff, at the very end it says, today these groups are closing more cowboy churches than it is opening, as it shuns and excommunicates those who revert to the original model first begun by Glenn Smith in 1972. Man, that hit me right between the eyes, guys, because it's not like something that we haven't felt. It's a frustration. 17 years in the ministry, it's really, really frustrating when we watch church doing weird things that are just not, I mean, they're involving the world. They're involving a business type ethics. They're involving raising money as if it's a business type ethics. They're doing all sorts of things. And there was a really, really good friend of mine here a few weeks ago that said that, you know, he said, I don't think that most churches that are really begun by God, or a person that was really called of God, ever intended or started out to be weird, wrong, or go the direction that they ended up going, or do some of the things that they ended up doing, but it just happens. And you know what? It's not just cowboy church. It's church in general. And then I began thinking about, what is church? Church, the word church means called out ones. The word church doesn't even mean a building. It doesn't even mean a denomination. It doesn't even mean a group of people or a set of particular ideals. It means called out ones. Called out by who? By God. Called out by who? By Jesus. Called out by who? Called out by the Holy Spirit. And you know, guys, that I think that it's so disheartening that the church has become what it's become. It's become dysfunctional. It's no longer walking in the power of God. But the good news is I believe with all my heart that the church that Jesus Christ is coming back for, we haven't seen yet. The church as it really is ordained, that church without spot or wrinkle, hasn't truly formed yet. And that God, when I read this part of this article, it wasn't just cowboy churches. All of a sudden I realized, you know, it's every church in general. They're closing their doors like crazy. And the ones that aren't closing their doors are adapting to all kinds of different things. They look just like the world. That's the only way they can stay open, or that's what they're doing step by step to stay open. And that's not God. That's not ordained of God. So what I believe that God has done in me and Melissa's life is that just a couple days ago he said, you know what? Enough is enough. It's time for me to not sit back and be quiet. See, before this, we've always just been quiet about it because we didn't feel like it was something that we should vocalize. We needed to answer the call and pay attention to what we were doing in our ministry, but otherwise be very, very quiet, no matter what happens when we get involved in those churches that are not operating correctly, to just be quiet. But the other day, God said, you know what? Enough is enough. Now I'm calling you to step up and step out and stand on the rooftop and shout it out. So that's what we're going to do. Each day I'm going to come to you and we're going to talk about what is church? What's church truly supposed to be? And here's the thing is, what happened? What happened to the cowboy church? In 1972, when the whole thing got started, man, it was powerful. There was moves of God. It was great. No different than the church itself. But what's happened? And if we know what's happened, then we know what to stop. We know what to change. And I believe this, guys, that I'm not the only one, that there's many, many, many people that the Spirit of God is bearing witness inside of them saying, you know what, enough is enough. I'm not done with God, but I'm done with this religious thing. I'm done with the way things are happening. And I'm ready for the true church. I'm ready for the real deal. So we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Thank you and God bless.